Capitol Police were filmed arresting and zip tying the wrists of people in wheelchairs who were protesting against the gutting of Medicaid. Wow. Now, that video was shared by political activist Aaron Black over on Blue Sky, so I want to give credit to him for spreading this because it's outrageous. It's absolutely outrageous what's going on. Like, what the hell is happening here? According to Scripps News, which also ran footage of the protests, these protesters in the video were completely peaceful because they're in wheelchairs, okay? And they had been chanting "No cuts to Medicaid" as police moved in. Scripps also reported that some of the protesters had briefly unfurled a banner reading, "Don't kill us," before cops swiftly took it down. Yes. You can't put that banner up there. Now, Capitol Police told the Daily Beast that a total of 33 people had been arrested for protesting inside the congressional building, which is illegal, although other reports have put that number at around 60 arrests. Now, another person was arrested for apparently crossing a police line outside. Yes. Now, Capitol Police said, it should be noted that there are other places on Capitol grounds where people can lawfully demonstrate without issue. Go somewhere else and demonstrate. Go somewhere else and protest. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I see. So since they were in the Capitol building, it's an illegal protest. Well, we had to remove them. We didn't have a choice. We had to remove these people that were in their wheelchairs. Okay, but did you have to, zip tie their hands together? What did you think that they were going to do? They were also charged, by the way, the crowding, obstructing, and incommoding. Okay, so yeah. So we're going to take a bunch of grandmas and grandpas, people in wheelchairs, zip tie them, arrest them, and charge them with crimes. Oh, okay. But the zip ties, though, I can't get over that. What, do you think they were going to escape or something? You think they were going to attack you? These are not J6ers, okay? They're not. They're not spreading feces, breaking windows. They're not calling to hang the vice president. They're not doing any of that. They're there because they don't want to lose their health care. They don't want to lose their lifeline. They will die, some of them, without this health care. Okay? One side, by the way, and speaking of J6ers, one side rioted because they lost an election. Their guy lost an election. And they got a pardon afterwards. All of them pardoned, every single one of them. Okay? While the other side, they quietly protested in their wheelchairs, saying that, don't kill us. Don't kill us. Don't gut Medicaid or we will die. And, of course, this is how they're treated. And this right here, by the way, is America. In a nutshell. Now, of course, this rightfully has been getting a lot of attention here, as it should. In fact, the Tennessee Holler posted this: if you're zip tying grandmas protesting losing health care, maybe you're not the good guys in the story. Yeah, no, this should be a total, are we the baddies moment? Because you are. You sure are acting like them. Okay? And that's what's going on here. Look, it is so gross to see this, especially after all the sympathy and the defense that Capitol Police got after January 6th, after the MAGA rioters. So to see them do this, again, to me, it's not a surprise because police will always protect power and capital, two things that these grandmas obviously do not have. It doesn't surprise me. Okay, it doesn't surprise me. It shouldn't surprise you. But if it does and you are outraged, good. Let this be an awakening to see the reality of this country and to see what police are actually protecting. And then think, oh, maybe this is why we want to, the left is calling for defunding the police. Exactly. Now, one user on X, Burrow Barney, writes, zip ties, how on earth do they think a disabled person confined to a wheelchair would attack them? Run over their foot? I don't know, maybe. Another said, why would you zip tie elderly people in wheelchairs? One guy looked fully quadriplegic. WTF? Lots of reactions like that. Now, get into the details here. The protest was organized by Popular Democracy in Action, which said of Trump's big nasty bill, nearly 80% of Americans support preserving and expanding Medicaid, which is true. Yet this bill would do the opposite, slashing $880 billion from CARE to fund $4.5 trillion in tax breaks for billionaires. Yep, exactly. Over 16 million people could lose their coverage over the next decade if the proposed spending bill passes, and new work requirements threaten to strip life-saving care from those who need it the most. Exactly. Again, these work requirements won't do anything but kick eligible people off the rolls. Eligible people who, by the way, already do work. Yes, about 65% of people on Medicaid already work, either full or part-time. 64 to 65%. The rest, of course, are people who are disabled, people who are caregivers, or are children, or being educated. So where's the issue here? Where's the issue? Well, in reality, there is no issue. There isn't a rash of people who are able-bodied that are taking advantage of the system, taking advantage of healthcare. Oh my God. Not real. That's not real. But what they're doing is basically social Darwinism. They are cutting people off, the most vulnerable off, from their healthcare. So, now, they also said in a press conference before their civic action that Congress needs to divest from the endless wars abroad, like the one that nearly was started by Donald Trump in bombing Iran unilaterally, by the way, and invest in our communities at home. Participants have one clear message for senators currently debating this bill. We need to kill this bill before it kills us all. That's pretty simple. In addition to Popular Democracy in Action, of course, you had other groups that joined in, including the Service Employees International Union, based, Planned Parenthood, Federation of America, Debt Collective, Stand Up Alaska, Action NC, Arkansas Community Organizations, and American Disabled for Attendant Programs Today. They all took part in Wednesday's protest, which is great. Now, speaking of Planned Parenthood, which just had a court ruling against them, stopping them from being able to sue state governments for cutting them off of Medicaid. Here is President and CEO Alexis McGill Johnson. She said, quote, in this big bad betrayal of a bill, there is a provision to defund Planned Parenthood. Half of our patients rely on Medicaid to get access to care. What they would do is put at risk a third of all of our health centers, and there's nowhere for our patients to go to be absorbed into the system. That puts at risk access to contraception, breast exams, cancer exams, wellness exams, access to STI testing and treatment, all just to give billionaires a tax cut. Yeah, and here's the kicker, she adds. For the 1 million patients who rely on that care, 90% of those health centers are in states with abortion access. Remember, about 3%, only about 3% of what Planned Parenthood does is abortion. The rest is all those other, real health care. And by the way, abortion is health care. But I'm saying real health care needs that people have. But it doesn't matter to them. She adds, so we need to call this what it is, a backdoor abortion ban. Yes, but I will add that it's so much more worse than that. I already mentioned it's social Darwinism. They are knowingly trying to kill off the poor and the disabled so they can give all the resources to the very rich and powerful. That is the reality of the situation. Call it what it is. And by the way, the Capitol Police, they are defending that. And yes, sure, they can say, well, you don't understand. I was just doing my job. That's it. I was just following orders, guys. I was following orders. That's exactly the problem. Following those orders means defending a corrupt system. It means defending corrupt politicians. It means insulating them from having to see the very people that they are going to end up killing if they pass this bill. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.